Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel mprugs.com. My name is Mike Pana. I'm the moderator in the videos that is all about Persian rugs. And this is a very special video for me because I get to feature a rug that chances are those of you who are passionate about Persian rugs, basically if you're a rug geek like myself, you are gonna see something that chances are you have not seen before. This is a very old, it's an antique type of Persian rug known as Kelardasht, and I know I'm gonna be pronouncing it god-awful. I'm gonna do my very best. This is known as Kelardasht. If you look at my description, you can see the name. It's a very difficult name. It almost like, even though my family's from Iran, I was born and raised in Germany before I moved out to the States. And so my accent, definitely not genuine Persian, so to speak. And so, this is a type of Persian rug that is really, it's no longer being made. And basically the Kelardasht carpets were made by the Caspian Sea, northern Iran. It was Kurdish tribes that centuries ago, a large group of Kurdish people immigrated, they migrated towards the Caspian Sea, northern Iran, and they took their rug weaving tradition with them, and they used to make very common, very tribal Kurdish types rugs, geometric designs. Again, if you Google the name Kelardasht, you can see the name in the description below the video. You can see the types of carpets, very similar to tribal carpets. When I get behind the camera and I show you the close-ups, I'm going to pull out similar types of examples because these types of rugs, the Kelardasht rugs, are really no longer being made, and the old pieces, they tend to be smaller ones. This is an extremely rare piece, and for someone who is into Persian rugs, you are seeing a 100% vegetable dyed wool rug. And when I get behind the camera, I'm gonna show you the close-ups. There is basically, the way these rugs were knotted in the old days, it was almost as if they had this in mind when they made the rugs, even though they didn't. And that is that over the decades and centuries, as the rugs are worn out, they will wear out evenly. When I get behind the camera, what I mean by that is you're going to see that there is virtually no pile left, yet the Kelardasht rugs, they have such a high reputation for quality. They were also made with a Turkish knot, the double knotted techniques that are known amongst the rugs in the Azerbaijan area, like for example the Turkish Hareke, the Tabriz rugs. These are all made with a double knot. Well, the Kelardasht rugs were also made for, there are a few exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, double knotted, and it gives it the strength. But even from where you are, and I deliberately kept the camera far away, when you look at the rug, you will see there's almost like stripes. Here you have what looks like a solid color, then above it there is, it's almost like patina. It's a worn color, it's an aged, beautiful color, and then you'll see it in batches. You'll see it in stripes, and this is where you can tell when they wove the rug. They wove it. They took some of the wool, they dyed it, they then wove the rug, and you can actually tell that this is different type of wool that they use, and it's almost like in stripes, but it was not done originally to look this way. This is what aging does to genuine high-end Persian rugs. This piece has the type of colors and everything that you don't find anymore. I mean, this is basically an aged rug. You can take a new rug and you can treat it, you can do whatever you want to do to it to make it look old, but it will always be a new rug. This is like a classic car. This is a vintage. This is a beautiful example of what an antique Persian rug is about. We're looking at well over 100 years old, but I'm going to get behind the camera. I'm going to show you some of the features because, like I said, being that this is a Kelardasht carpet, for those of you who are into Persian rugs, you have probably never actually seen one in person. And chances are, even those of you that may have seen one, you have probably never seen them in this size. This is the first time in my life that I have seen one in this size. And as you know, my family's in the wholesale business. This is what we do for a living. And so this is a very, very special piece. I am proud to feature it, but more importantly, I'm even thrilled to be able to share it with you. So I'm going to get behind the camera as I always do and show you some of the features. So I'll see you again here in just a second. So yeah, I'm back again as always behind the camera, and just to give you an example, this is a similar Kelardasht, and you can see the design. When I talk about tribal, especially the Kurdish rugs, the obvious rugs that come to my mind are the bija rugs. It's this geometric pattern. That's typically a telltale sign in Persian rugs that chances are they were made by the Kurdish people. And here, this is right here, the runner. This is a typical design. This is a the large piece is an unusual design, but you can see closely, you can see the orange where it fades, and then it fades in stages. So you have a stripe here that looks like another one there, another one there, and there, and there on. But what is absolutely stunning about this large oversized piece, and this is 3 meters by 4 meters, this is roughly 10 feet by 13 feet, is the sheer quality and the condition. For an old rug, you can see it right here. This pile has remained uniform throughout the whole rug. The double knotted quality, this is really, it's a really firm, tight weave, yet it's also extremely soft. I mean, this just feels like really just a really soft piece. But the colors, as you can see, and this is what vegetable dye looks like after 100+ years. You can see in some of the batches, this was all one color. This was all navy blue originally. But you can see how over the decades, lighting, sun, oxygen, how wear and tear, basically it fades the colors. But as you can see here, there is no uniform, the colors are not fading equally. And this is really what it shows what it means handmade. Everything on these rugs is handmade. And you can see how the discoloring is even. And basically when they wove these rugs, they would take a batch of wool and then they would weave the rug. Then they would take another batch. Well, in the old days, they could not dye a huge amounts of wool at the same time like they can do now. They didn't have the machines to do it in. So they would oftentimes dye small amounts. And you can see that, as like I said, you can see that in the discoloring. You notice this area right here, it's slightly more reddish, just a little bit, than this area right here. And then it gets a little bit darker again as we go, and a little bit more faded. But this is what you look for when you're looking at buying an antique rug. This is an extremely rare piece. As again, I cannot talk about it enough, simply because I look at rugs all day. This is a type of rug that, like I said, this is a first for me. I've never seen one in this size before. Typically, the Kelardasht rugs, they come in these types of geometric patterns, and they are a lot smaller. They're 3x5s. This is a rare runner, but this is what they look like. To find a piece like this is extremely, extremely rare. So again, I hope that you enjoyed this video, especially if you are a fan of Persian rugs. If you like unusual Persian rugs, then there is definitely a piece for you. I was thrilled to be able to feature it. So there you have it. The video that I had promised some of my clients and some of the subscribers about some of the more rare and unusual pieces. This is certainly one of them. So as always, feel free to subscribe to our channel, leave us comments, or visit us at mprugs.com if you want to see close-up pictures of this rug and information and everything about it. Check below in the description. You will see the link to the rug page, and you can actually see this rug, pictures and everything. And feel free to let us know if you have any questions. And I look forward to bringing you many more videos as time goes on. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, and best wishes from all of us. Bye-bye.